Okay, so I promised I was going to be back in the next 3 to 5, and here I am. I wish I could hear every one of you talking right now. Okay, everybody talk. Oh boy. But once again, I'm excited. I'm excited to have you here. And so officially, I would say welcome to every one of you who is participating in today's webinar, our mentorship dialogue. It's just a part of a year-long conversations, let me say, series of conversations that we're going to have as an entrepreneurship community. WestlionCo is spearheading series of conversations that has direct and significant impact on every single person, whether you are informal, formal worker, whether you're a student, whether you are an entrepreneur, female entrepreneur, you are a male entrepreneur, whichever one you are, for all the series of conversations we're going to have. In March, we're going to have another conversation. And so this is the February edition of our conversations on startups. And we're having a dialogue on mentorship today. I would say that thank you for joining. Most of you sometimes even ask me, what is WestlionCo all about? A lot of people have told me the name sounds like a security company, and I laugh about it. Of course, we are lions. But in just a few minutes before the speaker takes over, I'm going to do a little bit of a presentation in about 2-3 minutes about WestlionCo. So I hope that you hang in tight and then get to know and glean all that there is about WestlionCo. Okay. I'm sure you can see my screen now. And so WestlionCo, we are actually guided by the baseline, empowering African startups, predominantly, not to have any problem with the guys, but predominantly we are focused, let me say doggedly focused on female entrepreneurs and then student entrepreneurs. What's WestlionCo all about? WestlionCo is an entrepreneurship hub, African-centered, of course. We go for the wide range beyond Ghana, and a business incubator that helps to empower startups through capacity building. And we do that through mentorship. We do that through incubator programs. We do that through, what do we call it, events like this. And then we are also very keen on helping female entrepreneurs raise funding for their businesses, get access to funding. And we also, lastly, I would say that we provide exposure for the female entrepreneurs that are directly in contact with us. One thing that we also do that I may want to mention here is the fact that we are a serviced office company, meaning we have various types of office spaces that is suitable for teams of different sizes. If you have a team of 6, a team of 5, team of 4, and then you're looking for a conducive working environment, a very potent atmosphere to materialize or realize your dreams, then I would say that WestlionCo is the place for you. And I am fortunate to be the co-founder and CEO of this prestigious company called WestlionCo. Our vision, like I already mentioned earlier, is to become Africa's most reliable and effective startup haven for female entrepreneurs and even student entrepreneurs for many, many, many generations. I hope that we can run with you to achieve this very goal. Our expertise, I think I ran through quickly when I was talking earlier. So we do relevant business trainings, we have lots of workshops, conferences, seminars. Even this webinar is part of the things we do. I mentioned the mentorship, business incubation, funding, and then office spaces. So as an entrepreneurship hub, we sort of do the things we do through initiatives. We have a couple of initiatives that are coming up. There are those that we've already implemented that are doing very well. Number one is the Entrepreneurship Cafe. I hope that when this initiative is launched, which I'm going to be the one spearheading, is going to be launched in March. The Entrepreneurship Cafe is an engagement with highly successful folks, business leaders, and then we're just trying to say that they should tell us the way, they should show us the way, they should give us all the roadmaps that led to success. And so it's just conversations that I'm going to be picking with these people. It's going to be happening in our office. It's a live show, so most of you will be given an invitation to come in and be a part of the show as and when we're doing it monthly. I hope that you get to join us. We have what we call the WestlionCo Student Entrepreneurship Program. So every single initiative, program, anything we do under WestlionCo that has to do with students comes under our We Step initiative. Currently, we have a project we are rolling out called the Young and Ready Project. It's targeted towards senior high students, and plans are already underway. We are trying to advocate, and we are trying to do a lot of campaign for entrepreneurship at the lower levels, even to the secondary cycle level. Okay, in my earlier statements, I made mention that we are doggedly focused on female entrepreneurs. And so I might take a bit of a time here. Because we are more focused on females as a hub, what we do is the fact that we have created a community of female entrepreneurs, which I'm going to extend an invitation to every one of you here. Even if you are male, your girlfriend could be an entrepreneur, your wife, your friend, your sister could be an entrepreneur, and you would want to recommend the WestlionCo female entrepreneurship community to them. The fact is, we believe that female entrepreneurship is the future of the continent. Lots and lots of research back this claim, and we believe in it so much. And as a people, we are creating a niche to handhold all female entrepreneurs out there, not just in Ghana, Nigeria, Botswana, talk about Kenya, Nairobi, all the other places that we may find people. As we become bigger, we would want to handhold these female entrepreneurs on their journey and become a part of their success story. And so as a community, there's one thing that we also do, like I mentioned, exposure. Last year, we took our female entrepreneurs community to the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, where we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot. We also had a visit to the Ghana Commodity Exchange, where Tucci, the CEO of GCX, actually had a whole 3-hour session with the girls. And we got to learn a lot of things that we previously never knew. And so if you're out there, you're female, and you're not part of the community, please, the time is now and the time is up to be a part of the WestlionCo female entrepreneurs community. They unveil this is an initiative I'm so excited about, because we just started this month, February, and we unveiled our first, emerging female entrepreneur of the month, who was in the person of Edna Frimpong, affectionately called the Shoemaker Girl. Kudos to you, girl, wherever you are. I think she's actually disrupting the shoemaking industry, or the shoemaking space, that you can all testify or bear with me that is predominantly occupied by males. And if you see a female putting her energy where males do, then I believe she deserves the accolades. And so Edna, wherever you are, I want to say kudos to you. We celebrate you in front of all these virtual audience. We unveiled her as the personality of the month. And if you have her contact, if you have her, you have access to her, please say hello to her, say congratulations to her. Okay, this one, Penniless Work Day. It might excite most of you, because we are having our first one in March with our female community. And we are definitely going to open it up for other people to join. But of course, you have to be part of the community before you get to be a part of us. In March, in lieu of the International Women's Day, what we're going to do is that we're setting a day where female entrepreneurs get to work from our office space for free. For free, you work, you don't pay anything. And then after working for about 4 to 5 hours, we zoom in. After eating, we have lunch, we have breakfast, then we zoom into some really cool conversations around the International Women's Day theme for the year, Embracing Equity. And then we're going to have games as well. It's going to be an exciting day. Please do check it out when the flyers are up, and then make sure that you become a part of it. Okay, we'll have a few projects, upcoming projects. Okay, I would say that this is the team that is making things happen in WestlionCo. You always get to see my face, but today I'm going to introduce you to the team. You see my gorgeous self there. You see Paul Frimpong, you see Achupi Davo, who happens to be our creative lead, and then Tassicius, who is our business development director. Thank you so much for listening to the bit I had to say about WestlionCo. And so why are we here today? Why are we here? I see someone raise their hands. Let me quickly check that. Can everybody hear me? I would love that you be sending things in the message box. I want to know why you joined this webinar. Send something, say something. Okay, I joined because I want to learn this. I joined because I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. Just send it in. Let me know that we are communicating here. In a bit, our speaker is going to take over. Now, the subject of mentorship, which is why we're here today. The topic for today is bridging entrepreneurial bridges through mentorship. Okay. Now, why mentorship, and why are we talking about mentorship? Because I know that a lot of people are very uncomfortable with the word. I've spoken with quite a number of entrepreneurs who feel like mentors are not really doing much for them. Some feel like mentors don't respond to them. Some have a very bad experience with the subject. I mean, they have experienced something that is, it didn't give them lots of, so they thought mentorship is nothing. But the truth is, the journey of an entrepreneur, I mean, have always been characterized by lots and lots of pitfalls. If you're an entrepreneur, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you understand this. The journey of life is so hard and sometimes so difficult to navigate. We can't even see the next minute beyond us. We don't even know what is going to happen in the next 5 minutes. And so the thing is, it's always ideal when you have someone who have been there and the person says that, okay, these are the things I faced. These are the pitfalls I think you need to avoid. Anytime you find such a person, I believe that you have found a mentor. And today we're going to talk about mentorship. I'll be introducing the speaker in a bit. Okay. I'll be introducing the speaker in a bit. But just before I introduce the speaker, I want you all to watch this short video and then we get back to it. Ooh. Okay. So finally, our speaker gets to join us, and we are good to introduce our speaker. I'm introducing our speaker in a bit. I don't know how many of you have had a personal encounter with Stephen Essien, popularly known as Chairman Essien. I don't know how many of you have had an encounter with him, but I had an encounter with Chairman Essien way back about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was supposed to speak at an event I organized. Oh boy, I can never forget what happened. Stephen Essien came for the program, and the participants were so serious when he took the mic. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I can never forget what happened. I can never forget what happened. Chairman Essien, you are so welcome. Even before I introduce you, would you say hello to your audience today? Say hello to them, Essien.
Hi, everyone. Hi, good afternoon or getting to good evening, everyone. Amazing attendance. I'm super excited to see all these people. From Abigail, Anita, and Co. To somebody named Wages, very close to my nickname when I was in school. Welcome, everyone.
Okay, so that's a brief welcome note from Chairman Essien. Chairman Essien in the house. Everybody give him a virtual applause. You're welcome, Stephen. Thank you so much. I would say that Stephen is, like I mentioned earlier, even before he joined, he is not just someone who has a theoretic understanding of the subject of mentorship, but he has actually practicalized the subject for years. He has mentored many people across the continent, not just in Ghana, not just in Nigeria, a whole lot of people. And Stephen Essien remains a household name, like I would always say, in the corridors of corporate transformation. He has paid his dues, and he understands what it means and what mentorship is and what it does, what it can do to the mentor and what it can actually do to the mentee. And so today we are privileged to have none other but Stephen Essien to take the stage and take us through all that there is to know about mentorship. I would say that please get your questions ready, because he's going to take lots of questions from you. I would want to hear from you. If you want to talk at the end of his session, please raise your hands. We will quickly give you the permission so you can talk and make the session a bit lively right after his speech. And so, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, a virtual standing ovation for Stephen Essien. Chairman Essien, please have your way.
Mute. Thank you very much. Happy to be here. Although I can't see faces, but I strongly believe that everybody's geared up for this. So, topic for today: building entrepreneurial bridges through mentorship. The question I want to ask is, what is mentorship? You know, that's key question I would throw out there and ask everyone and say, what is mentorship? Before we get into mentorship, most people make mistakes. I mean, I'm a trained coach. So when you do coaching, basically they take you through, how do you call it? Different types of mentorship. You know, they take you through all the phases. We have mentors, we have specialists, we have therapists, we have coaches, we have career doctors, and all those is very different types of them all together. But today we want to just focus and talk about mentorship. So my next point will be to a comments that I normally pose to people and say, advice is like a snow. The softer it falls, the longer it dwells upon, and the deeper it sinks into the mind. Advice is like a snow. So when you need to seek advice of somebody or advising someone, if you're a mentor and you're advising a mentee, you need to put this in mind that advice is like a snow. The softer it falls, the longer it dwells upon, and then the deeper it sinks into the mind. So mentorship is taking time. Mentorship is allowing time and space. You know, mentor is not like training. Mentorship is not like training your daughter at home or your son at home, where you pick up the rod, you pick up the cane, and then put pressure. It takes time. and it takes you making sure that your words that you speak to whoever or the directions you're giving to someone is well understood, right? So this explanation, Gifty, I don't know whether we can get two people to answer what mentorship is, what they think mentorship is, right? Or mentorship relationship. If we can get one or two people to answer these questions, I'll be super excited. Let's engage them. Anyone? Anyone in the audience?
Can you raise your hands? Let me give you, okay, Wages. You can talk now, Wages, and then
Doris as well.
Doris. Okay. So Doris, and then Wages, you can talk now. You can talk to us.
Wages.
Doris,
okay.
Can you hear me? Wages.
Okay. If you're not ready, then let's go ahead. So, I mean, my definition, mentorship is a relationship between two individuals, which is a more experienced or knowledgeable person. That's a mentor, helps guide less experienced, knowledgeable person, the mentee, in achieving their goals and developing their skills and knowledge. If you realize there are four words in there, but two are very similar. One is more experienced and knowledgeable, and one is less experienced and knowledgeable. Are we here? If we can enable the chats for them as well, if they have any comment or something, they can leave in the chat. So one is experienced and not or knowledgeable person, or one is less experienced and still knowledgeable. So let's get it clear that mentorship is not between a wise person and a foolish person. I'm sorry to say. For me, example, if you want me to mentor you, you must come to a level of thinking. I'll give you, I like giving practical example. Somebody who said he or she can't pay the school fees. He struggling to, somebody says, I can hear you. We can talk. Okay, good. Somebody says, I want to pay school fees. And the person who is standing there looking at the level of the person and not being able to pay school fees, realize that you can't be my mentor because one, this is you wearing a Gucci shirt with your Hublot watch and all those things, and your level is up there. Your level is so much up there, but yes, still you cannot pay for that fees. It clearly tells you that, look, you have not been able to readjust your thinking and being in the space where people can advise you on how to pay your school fees, because your school fees, you are wearing your school fees. You are wearing your school fees at that point. So if you're a mentee here and a mentor here, let's get it clear. Mentors are looking for people whose knowledge is up there. They just want to add a little. I mean, you cannot advise somebody whose level is not close to your level. You suffer as a mentee, right? So very carefully select people who are ready to develop their skills and knowledge and have a bit of, idea of what you want to do. It's very important. And yes, you, the mentee, you get tired, right? I want us to look at the 360-degree understanding of mentorship and what it involves, the steps. One is purpose. Before you agree to get into mentorship agreements, the first one is purpose. Clearly understand what is the goal of the mentorship relationship, what is the desired outcome of both mentor and mentee. The purpose of it. So I'll use Gifty as an example. Gifty talks to me. Gifty says, Stephen, I want you to be my mentor. Or I say, Gifty, I want you to be my mentee. The first thing we need to do is establish the purpose of that mentorship. Look, it has ended people in trouble. It has ended people it has changed conversations to, we are all mature people here. People have been sued because the understanding wasn't there. The understanding of the mentorship between Gifty and Stephen wasn't there. She didn't know the purpose or the reason why she wanted to do mentorship with me. I didn't know what she expected from me, whether she's taking me as a sugar daddy, whether she's taking me to be a cash cow to milk me. We didn't have that understanding. So first, You need to establish that. And ladies and gentlemen on the call, my advice is we document it. My advice is what? We document it. First is take a piece of paper and write. I mean, if I have time, I can share with you some agreements that I have with people that I mentor. Some mentorship, I'll turn into coaching, is a fully paid one. Others are free, but even free mentorship, I need to sign an agreement with you. So we clearly know the bandwidth I have, the boundaries that I need to set and all those things. All these things will come in, right? I said first is what? Purpose. The reason why you have the mentorship. The second one is communications. Effective communication is key to a successful mentorship. Effective communication is key to a successful mentorship. So you need to make sure communication lines are drawn. Let the person know that we'll communicate via WhatsApp. We're going to communicate via email. We're communicating via phone call. We are communicating whichever medium, the time and the frequency and the period. You see, this is a more professional mentorship. It's not like your brother at home, your sister at home, your cousin at home, your pastor friend in the church that you think can be a mentor. But this is somebody you've taken as a senior mentor, a serious person that you want to help you grow. So communication is key. Both mentor and mentee must agree on the mode and the expectation. You need to be very clear. It's not a mentee that wakes up at 2 a.m. and sending the mentor message or calling the mentor on the phone. The mentorship is not for health reasons. The mentorship is not when you're dreaming and lion is chasing you, you need to call your mentor. So you need to clearly have a purpose and communication. The number 3 one is feedback. Both mentor and mentee should provide regular feedback, and it must be constructive. You see, when you pick a mentor that you are very powerful than the person, it becomes an issue. So normally mentor, that's the reason why they said more experienced person, somebody who has done it before, somebody who has walked the path before, somebody who can chastise you, somebody who can tell you in the face whether you're wrong or right? So feedback is very important. You constantly need to give the person feedback. You constantly need to ask for feedback, especially if you are the mentee. You constantly need to ask for feedback and ask, how am I doing? What are we doing? What's the benefit of this program? We should be able to ask them. The next one is growth. We should see growth. We should see growth happening. Mentorship is not only about mentees' growth, but also the mentor's growth, right? For example, I can do a pro bono with Gifty and say that, yes, I'm just helping Gifty to grow, but the quality of my advice as well, the quality of ideas I put on board as well, I must get feedback. Gifty must tell me that I am doing well. Coach, I think you're doing very well because when I joined you, look at the progress I'm making. Coach, you're doing pretty well because when I joined you or we started this mentorship program, this is where I'm heading to. And you also need to get feedback from the mentor and say, mentor, you started with me from 0. Am I at 2? Is that 2 progress well? Is the second or the third progress, am I doing well? So you must always get feedback. Number 5 is mutual respect. Mutual respect. And this, normally the mentees will do the fanful respect, control people, heal people, say yes to whatever they want to do. But the next one, the critical one, is the mentee respecting the mentor respecting the mentee very well. Clearly, you must know the boundaries. Respect the person's opinion. Respect the person's privacy. Some mentors open up and they share ideas. So when the ideas are shared with you, personal ideas are shared with you, you need to carefully respect the person's privacy, right? I did a mentorship or a coach, and I won't call it mentorship, for someone who released very sensitive information to me, very, very sensitive. And one of the things we do in coaching is, hey, we open up and then we become very transparent with each other. So when the information was given to me quietly, the person started crying. And one of the things we do as a coach is give the person room to cry. If he or she's going to cry 1 hour, just keep quiet and let the person vent that anger. You don't stop the person. You don't interrupt. Let the person feel free and come back. You can only do interjection and ask, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay, do you need more time? You can't tell the person to stop crying. So that's how painful coaching sometimes is. So the person burst out and crying for like over 15 minutes. I start quietly observing, and it's a video call. We had a video call, not even face-to-face for me to hand a hanky or a helping hand and let the person squeeze my hand and, cry. But So 15 minutes, the person cried, and the person opened up and gave me names of the people in that equation, that story, right? And to be honest with you, one name, after our coaching session, I am going to meet that person in person to have dinner with a person. And the name was given to me. So driving from home where I did the coaching to the venue, the story was in my head. I had a meeting with a person for 2.5 hours. Because of respect I have for my mentee, I never uttered a word. And this guy in question, or the person in question, is a friend that we talk about everything, anything, anyhow. We have no filters when we meet to talk. But because it's the mentorship agreement between myself and the person in question didn't allow me to say, look, my friend, this is what I heard you said. This is what I heard you've done. Can you change it? Can you do this? Because of mutual respect, I didn't have that approval from the person to talk about it. I don't have the approval to ask or be an intermediary between the two of them. So I left it because of mutual respect. Respect I have for the person's privacy, respect I have for the person's own life. So you need to be very careful. Look, I know mentors that a mentee tells something, the next minute they're on the table discussing. Charlie, this guy's my mentor. You see this, the problems he's having in the office, the problems he's having in his marriage, you tell everybody. So be very careful to keep your mouth shut. When he's coaching, the coaches don't do much talking. We listen, we don't talk, we don't advise. But when it's mentorship, I can use my life experience to guide you, the mentee. So when you come and bring marital issues, I can use my marital issues that I've had in the past to guide you. When you talk about work-related issues, I can use my work-related issues to guide you. So that's the difference between coaching and mentorship. And if I give you that information, respect shows that you don't go and say that, oh, you know, Chairman Essien, he's my mentor. Charlie, he said this, oh, in 2020, this is what he did, oh, this is what, you know, you break that respect. You break that respect, right? If you have any questions, you can leave it. I'll monitor it and then ask if there's a need be as we go ahead. I don't want to go through all, and then probably people will lose track of what the question is supposed to be, right? Okay, the next point is flexibility. You need to be able to be very flexible, right? I set times when I do coaching and it's a professional coaching and somebody's paying for it. I set my agenda and my schedule from day one. It can be 6 months. By the time we finish our what we call the chemistry call, the first call to just understand, I'll come to that point. I will explain chemistry call. After that, by the time my next email is coming, I have my schedule from month 1 to month 6, or if it's 1 year, the whole year. Tell you that on this day, this is it. But we're all flexible. Give me respect and tell me 24 hours or, you know, sometimes 6 hours before time and say, look, I can't come to this meeting. I can't have this. I can't do this. I can't do that because of this issue. We will understand. So we are always flexible. We're always flexible. And sometimes you advise someone and you know that the person cannot hold on to that advice because the person cannot achieve it. You need to be very flexible and see how best you can hold the person to take baby steps. Time commitment is key. Flexibility and time commitment sometimes, you know, they crash or clash. But the point here is that when I make commitment with you on something, if I'm a mentor and I said, look, Gifty, I need you to read 2 books by the end of this quarter, be committed to the time. Be committed to the time. If I said, Gifty, I need you to apply to these 3 companies, be committed to the time and do it. It's not when you will give stories and say, oh, and my father's head was hurting him, my mother's leg was hurting him, you know, the throat was cutting by an elephant's leg in my father's. No stories. Keep the commitment. Try as much as possible to keep the commitment of time. It's very important. It is very, very important to them. Sorry, okay. Question here, let me just attend to it before I go to the next slide. In your opinion, how does mentorship differ from coaching? I don't know whether I explained that. Coaching is drawing the experiences from the person and letting the person find his or own experience. Mentorship is more or less guiding and telling the person with your life story, your experience. That's the reason why the explanation or definition says of mentorship relationship says that an experienced person and less experienced person. So the person uses his experience in life to mentor you. It's not coaching. Coaching, I expand your mind, get you to think better. So I'll give you an example. Gifty comes and say, I need coaching. I want to change jobs, right? Gifty, can you hear me? If somebody can hear me, just let me know so I don't speak in vacuum.
Yeah, Chairman Essien, I can hear you loud and
Wonderful.
clear.
Wonderful, great. So I'm going to put this scenario down and use it to explain coaching and the mentorship. So Gifty comes and says, Stephen, I only change jobs by next 3 months, right? That's the statement or problem statement of the challenge on the ground. When I'm wearing my coaching cap on, I go like, why do you want to change jobs? Gifty tells me A, B, C, D. Why A, B, C, D? Gifty tells me C, D, E. Why C, D, E? So and so. Then what are you going to do next? Then Gifty will tell me that I want to apply to this company. Then I ask, when are you going to apply for the company? Gifty says, I'll do it tomorrow. I say, what do you need to help you? So I need to write the email. I need to do my CV. I'll ask, who will help you to do your CV? Gifty says, oh, I know a friend called Linda. She's very good in building CVs. Okay, when are you going to get in touch with Linda? Oh, I will get in touch with you tomorrow. Do I have your commitment? You do this. You see, I've not given Gifty any answer, but Gifty has been able to pull her out to do the steps by herself, right? I've been able to pull Gifty to do the things by herself. That is coaching. When it's mentorship, Gifty comes and say, I want to change jobs. Ask like, why do you want to change jobs? Well, I want to change jobs this and that. Oh, okay, good. 3 months ago or 5 years ago, I also changed jobs like that, but I need to work on my CV. Oh, you need to work on the CV. Oh, I don't have anyone. Oh, okay. Let me give you my CV. Look at how I've done it in the past. Which area are you going? Oh, I'm going to consulting. Okay. For consulting CVs, why don't you research here? Why don't you speak to Linda? You see the coaching, I didn't ask her to speak to Linda. I asked her who she thinks she can help. She said, Linda. I said, when are you going to contact Linda? But in mentorship, I would direct her to speak to Linda. I'll give her timelines. I'll give her dates. I don't know whether it's very clear. Somebody understand the difference between mentorship and coaching. Somebody says difference between coaching and counseling, right? Counseling is more or less mobruhun, that stuff, in soothing your pain and all those things. But coaching, as I explained, I lead you to make the right correction or the right decisions by yourself. But counseling is where when you're crying, let me use example as well. In cry, say there's an issue, you're crying. In coaching, I can only hand you, the worst thing I'll do is hand you maybe a tissue paper or hanky for you to cry and look at you. But counseling, I'll go like, oh my dear, so sorry. Please come, give me your hand, give me your hug. Stop crying. God will do it. Stop crying. You're better off. I see the difference. Coaching, people make different big mistakes. After that, we have the therapist who solve the problem with you. Counseling is, you advise the person, you give the person what to do, directions on what to do. But coaching is draw everything from the person. So coaching will draw everything. We expand your mind, and we use analogies, to build scenarios in your head, right? Then you see what you can do. We let you feel that you hold the answers. In coaching, not like you let you feel, but in coaching, you hold the answers to your success. Very clear? Good, great. I'll keep monitoring. If there are any questions, I'll come to it and then we answer. So this is a 360 degrees of understanding the mentorship relationship. You need to write them down. Purpose, communications, feedback, growth, mutual respect, flexibility, and commitment. There are many of them, but I love to use this way very well. Next point, right? So I made a statement, 360 degrees understanding of membership, recognizing that it is dynamic and reciprocal relationship that requires effort, communication, growth from both individuals in order to achieve full potential. So it's not one-sided. It's not one-sided. You don't expect me to do magic as a mentor for you if yourself, you're not pulling yourself. If yourself, you don't communicate with me, you don't appreciate the growth, or you are not in for the growth, or you just want to enjoy yourself. So mentorship, the 360 degrees is basically to recognize that, hey, it is both sides who are in this relationship and our efforts bring it together, right? I want to share with you how to find a suitable mentor. And I think I have 5 pointers that I want to share. Number one, you need to identify your goals and needs, right? You need to identify the goals and needs that you need. What skills you want What knowledge, what area do you want to grow in? What are your aspirations? You know, don't say because I've seen Stephen, I want to. How are we doing with time?
I think we are good. I would
We're good.
let you.
Great, right? So what knowledge do you want to gain from this relationship? Because every relationship, there must be a reason behind the relationship, right? There must be something why you want to make sure you get a mentor. It's not fun. I just want to get a mentor. You want to get some knowledge. You want to get some career aspirations. You want to find someone who can help you achieve your goals. So clearly identify those goals. Clearly put them down and identify those goals. The next point is that you research on the potential mentors, right? Look, a mentor, we have different types of mentors. We have the long-term, we have the virtual ones, people that you are mentors, but they don't even know. You just read about them, monitor how you're doing it, how they're doing things and how they communicate and all those things, right? That's all. So first of all, identify them and research on the potentials. If you want Stephen, you want to grow in my industry, you want to be a career coach, you want to be a business coach, you want me to mentor you, yes, you need to research about my background, right? If you want to be a tech expert, I may not be the one to mentor you, right? Yes, I can guide you in terms of education, academics, business environment. But if you want an industry-based expert, you need to research on the people that you want to speak to, the people in your area. Look, if you want to be the best gynae in Ghana, look, I've not been in the gynae room before. I don't know that. I don't know the inspirations that come around there. But if you pick me as a general mentor, yes, I can guide you. But maybe you need an expert in that area, somebody who has walked the path before, somebody who has done it before, who has experienced going to 7 years of school, medical school, going through, training, all those things. If you want to be a lawyer, you need to go through somebody who has done what you call the pupillage before, who has done a junior lawyer before. You need to get somebody who has walked that path, and then the person be able to guide you. But you can get a coach, anyone. You can get a coach who doesn't have experience in your industry, because it helps the person to expand your mind. If you get a coach, normally when you get a coach in your industry, if you don't take care, you shift the person from being a coach to being, like a mentor or somebody who will be a counselor, right? So check on the person's track record, make sure the person is of success. My bishop will say that speak to somebody who has trophies in his hands, trophies. He has achieved stuff. He has walked that road. He's been able to conquer lions. So when you're bringing your tilapias to him to advise you, he knows how to advise you because he's fought with sharks and lions and killed them. He has trophies in his hand, right? Somebody who can say that I have medals, I have ranks on his shoulders, right? You don't go to a soldier and want to be the CDS of this country and you're speaking to, somebody who's a lance corporal. No, it's not possible. But if you want to grow in the army and become a CDS, you speak to somebody who has gone that path, an ex-CDS or a senior general who has retired. So the person must have ranks, trophies in his hands before you be able to, make a list of them and make a decision on that, right? The next point is evaluate your compatibility. Evaluate it. Consider the mentor's personality, how he is in the public life, in home. You need to make sure, evaluate it. Our communication style. I'm a fast-paced communicator, and Gifty was making fun of me when I went to speak for her some time back. I blasted everybody because more or less part of me is prim and proper. When you're my mentor, I put fire under you. I put fire under your back because myself, I don't pity myself. I put pressure on myself, to do things. So when you become a mentee, the fire I'm giving you, you also need to run my speed. You need to run my speed. I hope you understand. At the tail end of it, I'll tell you something that happened, right? You need to run my speed. So check whether, I'm not going to be, and you went to me and somebody can talk like that. I don't do that. Do you understand? How do I approach mentorship? My mentorship is progress. I need to see progress. And the progress is not 5 years progress. In 6 months with me, I need to see progress. 1 year with me, I need to see progress. As I stated, I'm fighting for progress every day. As I state here right now, I'm doing 3 courses. So you can't be my mentor and ask you, when are you doing your next course? You say, 2 years time. That's me. I'll not agree. Then find somebody else. We all must run with speed. So make sure my style is meeting your style. You're very comfortable with my style. You're comfortable with the person who is mentoring you style. If you're a mentor, you need to make sure that your style is meeting your mentee style. Either than that, it will crash. Either than that, it will crash. Either than that, it will crash. If I say, let's read a book together, we are reading a book together. Let's push, we are pushing together, right? Reach out. Be bold and be out there. Be bold and be out there. Contact the potential. Look, people write a proper document. If the person, you can visit the person's office, walk and get to the person's office. Properly dressed, properly with your plan. If you go with a 7 staff, right? The first thing, your purpose, well described, and say, look, Auntie Gifty, my name is Stephen. I've monitored you. I've read about you for the past 4 years. I've seen your track record. You've worked here, you've worked here, you've worked here, you've worked here. These are the things you've achieved. I honorably respect you. I want you to mentor me because I want to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4 in 4 years' time. So I believe you being in touch with me or you connecting with me and mentoring me, I'll be able to achieve success. Charlie, 99.9% of the people don't agree to it. If they don't have time, yes, they don't have time. But, people hate me on LinkedIn. Hello, sir, I want you to mentor me. For what? Do you know the pressure on me? Do you know my workload? You don't know. Mentor you on what? But when you write them, you do it well. Go and say, if it's via LinkedIn, via email, do it well. Even in LinkedIn, it will be proper to introduce yourself and say, my name is Stephen. I work here, I work here, I work here. I'm looking for a mentor and I have my purpose and my plan. I want to share with you. Can I have your email address? So you lift the communication from just LinkedIn to email. It becomes very personal. You write your email, your steps, your focus for the relationship. What do you want to achieve out of it? The person responds and says, sir, can I have your phone number? Or madam, can I have your phone number? And I arrange to see you in person. If it's possible, then you go. So be very careful and reach out correctly. When I say reach out properly. I don't know whether you saw my post on LinkedIn, I think a month ago, about how people need to approach people on LinkedIn. People come and say, hello, dear, I like your profile. You like my profile for what? You know what I mean? So we need to do it professionally. You need to do it professionally. Introduce yourself, the purpose, the reason, what you admire about the person, or what you've seen about the person, and then you do it right. Yeah. Okay. Next point, establish expectations. I think I've mentioned it in this point. Establish expectations. Establish it. Because people come, when I speak in schools, and I mean, for the past how many years? We're in 2023. So past 9-10 years, I've been speaking in most of the universities. I think I've entered every university, every known university, not the corner ones, every known university or mainstream university in Ghana. I've spoken there. Thousands of people. You all know South Africa, 1,500 people seated in a room at a go. And I get lots of young people come to you and say, I want you to mentor me. You say, you give your phone number and they start mentoring them. The next minute, it's about school fees. It's about hall fees. It's about some laptop that is not working. It's about some phone that is broken. These things are not mentorship. So establish clearly your expectations, your meeting times, your objectives, the method of communications. I already stated that. Your method of communication is say, can I get you via phone call? Don't call me, don't you see, people think it's being bossy when you are not allowing people to call you. Look, if all the friends, all the mentees that you have are calling you, what time will you do your own job, your mainstream job? So what time do I get to you? Oh, on Fridays, I'm very free. Send me a message. You send a message, you follow up with another message. A mentee blocked me, I think about 4 years ago, blocked me because she sent a message 2 weeks. I've not responded. So when I saw it, I said, oh, I blocked you. I said, oh, thank you very much for blocking me. Me and you, who needs a guidance? So please get these points clear, right? Let's go on. I'm still monitoring. I'll finish very soon, no worries. How to becoming an effective mentee. You need to lead and take charge, right? You need to lead and take charge. I want to share 5 pointers there. First, be clear about your goals and expectation of your mentorship. Be clear about it. You need to be very, very clear. Second, be very proactive in seeking out opportunities for growth and development. Do not think that you have a mentor and that's it. So he's the one who's going to fish out and say there's an opportunity in MTN, so apply. There's an opportunity in oil and gas, apply. You need to proactively seek out opportunities for growth and development and share with the person, and the person can guide you. People leave everything. Look, there are many types. We have, job sponsors. We have sponsors, or career sponsors. We have mentees. Career sponsor is somebody who look out for you. If I'm a career sponsor for Gifty, I'm the one who be sitting down and tell Gifty, I've seen opportunity MTN. Do you like it? He say yes. Okay, write your CV and give it to me. I find somebody in MTN and say, this is my little girl I'm training. This is my little boy I'm training. This is my niece that I'm training. This is my nephew that I'm training. Is there opportunity to get her a role here? That is sponsorship. That's career sponsor, right? We have career godfathers and all. There are many types of and different expectations and different things they do. But a mentor, you need to be very proactive when it comes to your mentorship meeting. He said, look, I want to do this. I've seen this. This is what I want to do. You grow. Be open to feedback and willing to make changes based on advice given. People say, I met a lady yesterday. She wanted to get into consultancy. After listening to her, I figured that, okay, she didn't have the experience because 2 years after school, at 1 year national service, so you have 1 year working experience. You can't be a consultant in especially part of Africa. In Africa, you need to get gray hair before they see you can be a consultant. So bless God, I'm getting gray hair now. So people can respect that I can be a consultant. But it's experience-based. Look, when I told her that you need to get more experience, you can start working for people, but you need experience to make sure you grow. I had great respect for the girl. She agreed. Last night, she spoke to one of my team members and said, I want to speak to Steven. We booked an appointment today, but my timing was so wrong today. I had so many crash emergency meetings. I couldn't speak to her. We spoke to her and she's very, very much aligned. After this meeting, I'm going to pick a phone and call her myself and apologize for not, meeting the timelines of 12:30 this afternoon. And we scheduled another time. She was ready for the change. But somebody will say, look, no, this is me. I want to do this. I can do it in the name of God. No. That's the reason why I said it's between an experienced person and less experienced person. Show appreciation and gratitude for your mentor's time and insight. I don't need gifts. I don't need anything, but at least a quarter. And I'm expecting to say, thank you so much, Stephen, for all the 4 meetings that we've had. I think I'm making progress and I do appreciate it. Do it for your mentor. Send it for your mentor. You become a good and effective one. The person opens up to do more. Keep the mentor updated on your progress and success. Somebody I mentored last 3 years, and then I blended being a career sponsor and a mentor for the person. So I called the person, I was like, look, I've got this job opportunity somewhere here. The person said, I don't think I can do it. I said, look, I've spoken to your boss. The person who's going to be your boss. I was in a meeting and the person was speaking. I've weighed the person. I don't think the person is problematic. I don't think the person is lacking in this area, business analytics. You're very good. I think you will be a superhero in the business. I feel so. You go. Oh, really? Give me your CV. I gave it to someone. Look, I met someone and said, oh, your boy, I stopped hearing from him. And then later on, I heard somebody told me, oh, your guy he's doing well. I said, which guy? He said, the guy you sent, brother CV. I said, oh, has he got a job? Say he's been working here for the past 7 months. I said, oh, well done. Within I think by 4 months' time, there was they were doing end of year review, and the guy felt like, oh, he's done so well in a year, so he needs progress. So now he's coming back for mentorship from him and mentor him how he can do his end of year appraisal so that he can ask for salary increment and in a different role. I mean, advise me if you were the one, what will you do? That one I'll leave you guys to judge whether the Christian in me allowed him to come and we spoke or not. I'll leave you guys to judge. But if you were in my shoes, what would you have done? All right? You can type your answer there. Okay, let's go ahead. My next point is how to be an effective, or impactful mentor, right? You need to make a change. Be clear about your role and expectations for the mentorship. Be very clear. This is what I can do. This is what I cannot do. This is what I can do. Talk. I am a subject matter expert in this area. This, I don't go. This, I don't want to touch it. This, I don't want to do anything there. And then we see how best you can help the person. It is not only for the mentee to do the talking. When you come, I set expectations to you, right? You need to also listen actively and offer support and guidance. Here you are offering support, but coaching, you don't offer support. You expand the person, you help the person to think, right? So you need to listen actively. I've been to a mentor's office where I spoke to him for 45 minutes, and all of them, he was on his phone, and listened to me without eye contact. After that, I came back home 2 days later. I wrote to him a very nice email, and I said, look, for the past 1 year, you've been very supportive, so. I honorably think we need to end this relationship because 1, 2, 3. And I gave him. So he called to apologize. And said, Stephen, I'm not only telling you, but when you come, you give me insight. He has used me as co-consul of the world. When I come, he asked me about business that is happening in East Africa, and he used me to get information for himself. When we finished my mentorship and we're having a conversation, so he apologized and said, look, we're not going to do that. So I expect him to listen actively to me when I'm pouring my heart out about my job issues, my job plans, my progress that I'm making, and he's not listening. So as mentors here, if you're a mentor here, please, you can show by hand in the chat room, but you need to make sure that you will listen actively when people come. The 10 minutes or 20 minutes off your phone, put your laptop down, nothing will happen. I have learned for the past 5 years that anybody comes to my office to speak to me, I hold the top of my laptop and close it and listen to the person. When the person goes, then you open it. If your laptop is very old and you use 17 minutes or 20 minutes to start, be very careful how you close it. You just close your laptop and listen to the person. Provide honest and constructive feedback. Honest feedback. Honest feedback. It's not jealousy. A mentor cannot be jealous of his mentee. The mentee is doing so well. The mentee is telling you about the problems at home because you have problems at home. You want you and the mentee you are divorced. So you give all the wicked advice for the mentee to also divorce so that you all be on the same wavelength. No. Honest feedback. Put yourself out of the situation and then be the person to give constructive and honest feedback. This point is clear. You share your experiences and lessons learned. But in coaching, the people who ask about the coaching, you don't share your experience. You dare not say, even last week, this is what happened to me. You don't have to say that. So with mentorship, you share your experience on things that you've learned in the past, right? Number 5, you encourage growth and development in the mentee. The friendship I have with you, the relationship I have with you is supposed to be what? You need to grow out of it. Look, I had few mentors, and now when I look at them, I am super excited. When I look at the mentees that I built up in the last 10 years, I am super excited. People who have gone through pressure under me, and I said, why are you in this position? I need you to apply for a bigger position. Why aren't you taking this course? I need you to go to school. Look, people have done up. At least last year, I have about 4 people who finished their masters. And when I saw the statuses, I cried because somebody said, if it's not this guy, I wouldn't have gone back to the classroom. If it's not this man, I wouldn't. That is a mentor's job. You encourage people for growth. You challenge people to grow. I have driven somebody who sat in my car. He was my mentee, and he's very close to me. He sat in my car one day, and I drove him to a school straight because we've gone to work somewhere, and he's gotten some money. The share of the money he got from me, I know he can pay the school fees. I drove him straight to the school, and I said, boss, get down, form, fill it, pay right now. He was like, oh, Charlie, the money, I want to do something. I say, for what? Pay the school fees. 30 months online, he's done with his masters. He's happy. That's how mentor is supposed to be. We need to be also proactive and helping our people. Be a positive role model. Inspire the mentee to strive for their goals. Be a positive one. Don't say, oh, Ghana is tough. This one cry good. To not be well. Ghana is already tough. No. You need to be the person to be a positive role model. Always inspire the person. All right. I made mention that the person must come with trophies in his hands. So if you're a mentor, you need to come with trophies in your hand. It's not you lazing about the whole year, doing nothing, achieving nothing, and then your mentee is firing. That's where jealousy will come in, cannot give the person honest feedback. You yourself, you must be a role model that people will love to look at you, right? How can you have a mentor who is posting any stupid thing on the social media, any nonsense thing on his status? You cannot be a mentor. So immediately you become a mentor, you check yourself. And I say this as a joke, but and when I say people see it as a joke, right? Many years ago, I was going to the ATM, and an elderly woman, those days, she'll be in her mid-50s to 60, saw and turned me and started screaming and said, I want to take a picture with you. Can I take a selfie with you? I want to show you my kids. And I was like, he said, look, anything you post on social media, my kids will read, they will show it to me. From that time, you will not get me to put anything on social media that does not make sense again. because people are mentoring people from a proxy. Everything you say out there, people are watching. Everything you do, people are watching. So if you're a mentor for someone, you need to act right. Be a positive role model. Do not let your mentee be mocked and say, well, mentor, no, look at what he's doing. Look at the foolish things he's doing in town. So please be very careful if you want to be a mentor. Thank you. Great presentation. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Right. So next point, I want to talk, probably this will be my last slide, the do's and don'ts of mentorship, right? The do's is clearly define the goals and expectations. Do regular check-in and provide feedback. Regular check-in. Gifty that he knows me that I'm a bit tough. I'm small, tough, not tough too much. We are small, like this, right? I'm tough, small. I had a check-in with a friend of mine who happened to be my mentee. We're very good friends, right? And I know how to switch from friendship and into serious mentorship or coaching business. I have coached people who are my tight friends, but when we get into coaching, my mindset changes. When we get into mentorship conversation, my mind changes. So this is somebody who is supposed to come for a regular check-in. We see the date, calendar, it's in my calendar, everything. Went on Zoom and waited for the person. 5 minutes, 0. 10 minutes, 0. The person is not coming. So, and I checked, the person was replied and said, Charlie, there's some funny thing happening in my WhatsApp group. I'm coming. I said, okay. So the person came around 20 minutes or so. And I said, well, the rule is that I can wait for you for 15 minutes. We're done. No more mentorship conversation. I canceled it. But we're on Zoom for 1 hour chatting and laughing. Because I strayed to me, being me, a friend. She begged and begged. I said, I won't do it. And so she respects me. She knows. I mean, we will laugh and say, Essien, if it changes, you know, we work together at a point in time. And she knows when I change into my office person, my focus and my seriousness. And when we close and I'm Essien and how I can be free around her and him, you know, all those people, I can be free. My boys who work with me, they know, right? So regular check-ins and provide feedback. Be attentive to it. If you're a mentor, don't miss those timelines. If you're a mentee, don't miss those timelines, right? Foster open and honest communications. Very clear. I've said this already. Honest communication. Do not lie, right? People come and they said, I have masters in this. Go and bring your CV and certificate. 10,000 years, they can't provide the certificate because they are lying to the people who are mentoring them. Be very honest and tell the truth, right? Share your own experiences and lessons learned. Encourage and motivate your mentees. Both sides. Celebrate successes, celebrate achievements. I don't mind. I mean, I did a coaching for one of the banks, a top bank in Ghana. I had 8 people to coach for 8 months. After the 8 months, everybody got a nice present for me. One person was promoted to be have a big role. I drove to the office. Well, I think I was in Ghana by then. So I drove to the office, you know, went to celebrate the person. Let's celebrate success and achievement because you're tired, I'm tired. We're all invested in it. So I need to celebrate you, right? The don'ts, don't make it one-sided. Don't make it one-sided. It's two sides. We need to communicate. Don't micromanage or take over tasks. If you're a mentor, don't say, I'm going to do your CV for you. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this for you. No, don't micromanage. Let the person go out of it, right? Do not neglect boundaries. Do not neglect boundaries. What can I tell? What can I say? What can't I say? Your marriage, are you allowing me to speak about it? If not, I shut up, right? Your finances, if you want me to speak about it, fine, right? There must be boundaries set. You can't go in this area. This area, let me be. These are the areas you are in there to advise, right? And each other's time, I think we've spoken about it, right? Don't ignore ideas and opinions. Invite people to speak. And that's the reason I like coaching more, because coaching more, I don't tell you what to do. I ask you what you can do, and I'll lead you to a point. That 30 minutes, it's my responsibility to lead you to a point to decide on what to do, right? So that's how it's supposed to be. Yep. I don't know whether you have any questions for me, right? But I will end on this note. It says mentoring is a brain to pick, an ear to listen, and a push in the right direction. So if you're going to mentorship, these 3 things must be with you. You're going to pick on somebody's brain. You want to listen to somebody to listen to what you're going to tell, and want to be pushed in the right direction. If you're a mentor, you know that people are going to pick your brain. You need to offer them ear to listen. You need to push them to the right direction. Right. That's where I'll end, and I'll open up for questions.
Chairman Essien. Oh, that was phenomenal. I see a lot of people sending in powerful presentation, very practical. Exactly so. I told you guys. I told you he's just going to deliver like it is. Thank you so much, Chairman Essien. There were a few questions I had. You actually answered them along the line. The sponsor, the coach, the counselor, the mentor. I think that our people have gained enough insight on that. I think there are a few questions here I'll pick on. Oh, people are just giving you 100%. Oh my goodness. I love this. I love this. Very insightful, amazing. The people are already in love with your presentation, Chairman. Please, y'all go and talk to Chairman. Go and let him be your mentor. Submit your email. I mean, send your letters, go to his office. I'll lead you right there and then allow Chairman Essien to put you on fire so that you can become the best that you ought to be. I think a few people drew that. Okay. Someone says, how do you draw the line between being friendly and gaining the respect of your mentees? Where does friendliness end? And where do you try to claim respect?
So, I mean, I have a training called Leadership Communications, right? So I'll tell you this. I mean, I'm very practical. Gifty, when you see me in town, we can hug, we can, people pick from you, right? I try to give positive communication in my friendliness, right? My boys that I work with, I can make them hang out, we can laugh about it. I can't say, no. Immediately you open that window, people will start coming in. I hope you understand. So I'm always positive and assume. I laugh with them. We go to dinner together, we go to lunch together, we laugh. But how you treat the person, everybody who works with me, I call the person boss. It doesn't take much, but automatically I give that person respect. I say, thank you, I'm sorry, I apologize. I say it a lot. So it's easy for them to also do what? Say the same thing. You don't raise your shoulders and expect them. They'll rebel. So it's all about, look, this is job and this is it. So I can laugh with my guys and go have lunch. We have a meeting at 1 p.m. All right. We can have lunch and pack by 1:50, and I'll walk upstairs first. When they're late at 1:05, I'll be upset and I'll punish them. So when they get in there, they know. Let me tell you something funny that happened when I was one of the telcos. I was going to pee before a meeting, and then I entered into the meeting room, and we're already 5 minutes late. So I had an attitude already, and I went to pee, and then I heard somebody calling somebody and say, Charlie, wait, you have to come home. The way the guy you sit down there, the fire day, but this is us playing, so I play very hard. I work very hard. People need to understand that when I switch and I'm going to do coaching, it's a paid time. If I'm giving it to you for free, you need to respect that and appreciate that. So you must live and let people respect you. Respect yourself very well. The way you dress, the way you talk, the jokes that you crack, all these things built up to make sure you earn respect around your peers. Look, even my peers, most of my peers, I have respect among them because some of the jokes, it will never come from me, right? Some of the commentaries around things happening in Ghana, you not get me. If they can sit down and people will be talking, no, I won't say that. But when I want to talk about Kufado, I'm bringing constructive criticism in play. So the way you talk, the way you carry yourself around the people, it can be people who are older than you. My oldest school association, one word about we said, even the older generation who completed school in the 70s, they want to seek my opinion. It's intentional how you carry yourself. We finish school, we go, I love Jama. When we go, we sing Jama. But you don't see me singing Jama with my boxers showing, and as some old students would do. I'll sing the Jama in one place, standing like this. Even that, sorry to use my little language, I try to keep respect on how I'm meeting you outside. I hope you understand. So when you do this, clearly people differentiate being friendly and have respect for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Be very intentional as a mentor. Be intentional. Someone is asking, Chairman, said, what KPIs are needed to know if your mentee is growing? So what are the KPIs that come to play to be able to, measure growth as far as mentorship is concerned?
So the KPIs would basically be simple, the things you agree to do, right? See, growth is not financial. Growth might not be anything. Growth, you see, people's measure of growth is very different, right? But I want to see growth. Gifty had come to me. We had sat down to plan, and say, Gifty, probably stop doing WhatsApp 2 hours a day. Stop it. Do you understand? So the growth will be her stopping it and reducing the time. That is growth. I hope you understand. It's not necessarily the person has got admission or got a new job. The basic things you guys agree for the person to do. If the person is being able to do it, we see growth. Because the little changes that Sorry, guys.
I don't know what is happening. Okay, good. We lost you for a bit.
Yes, I'm back, right? So basically, it is how the things we say we want to do, right? When we agree, and mentorship, you must keep records. We must keep records of what we agree to do or what we intend to do. And that's how you can measure. These are the KPIs. So in your head, you know that I've told Gifty to have this meeting 4 times in a month. If she does 3, she's not growing. She's able to do 3 and come and tell me that, oh, my 5th one is already on play. I've moved it from this to YouTube. It's on YouTube. Then I know she's growing. So whatever you agree, write it down and monitor it and come back to it and review it together. Yeah.
Great. I think we have, I'm sure we have more coming in. Thank you so much for that answer. That was on point. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to read another. Someone says that, does the mentee have to do everything the mentor tells him or her to do? Does the mentee have to do everything, absolutely everything the mentor tells him or her to do? Yeah. So
that's the reason it's communication. It's not just a soldier and a civilian role. It's communications, all right? I have a busy schedule. I have a mentor. I have a very, very busy schedule. So if my mentor tells me something right now, I'll say no. Look, let me give you a practical example. My mentor told me to take a profession. I said, I won't take it. I'm not ready for it. And I explained to him why I can't take it. I explained to him why I can't take it and when I want to take that. And he said that he supports me. And when I said that, he changed his idea to support what I'm doing and give me insights. All right, look, I'm meeting my mentor in person out of GH next week because he's there. And he said, when you come, let's talk about this. If you think you need my support to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll help you do it. So it's not everything. I mean, anytime I make this joke and say, anybody who's above 18, don't take my instruction for it to be. You need to argue it out. But I wasn't rebellious. Do you understand? The guy says, oh, do it. Okay. And I go and don't do it. Oh, do it. I think I'm not ready for this. Why are you not ready for this? This is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I showed him where I want to be. Does it clear? Gifty is frozen.
Can you hear me? Am I frozen?
Are you back?
I'm here.
Yeah, you frozen. Yeah.
Okay. That was more than clear. I hope whoever asked the question has got his or her answer to the question. I see a hand raised. Okay, Frank is asking, do you have a template that you use for long-range visioning and strategic planning?
Let me just see. I have a slide here I can show. Okay. I have a slide here, so I pray it comes up and I can show. Okay, the slide is here. Come here, come. I have a template. Okay, so see, Gifty is getting me to show things that people are paying for. Can you see my slides? Okay.
We can see that.
Good. So this is what I use when I'm doing coaching and all those things, all right? So personal vision board, all right, strategic roadmap, give focus. This one I was using it for someone who, somebody, it can be anything. I have mine, the first one, I have about 5 perspective or focus areas. My finances, my health, my spiritual life, my professional career, and my academics. I have all these 5. So these, you're seeing 3 here. Mine is 5. So academics, you state what you want to do, right? Professionally and personally, you state what you want to do. And then when it comes to the next slide, this is what I use to create the monster, all right? So the personal consolidated all efforts. This is key goals. So I pick professional. You see how they have professional. So I keep all the key goals in professional. Professionally, I want to maybe move to a new company. I want to do this, whatever I want to do. I don't know who's ready to give us an example that we can be very practical. Anybody who want to do this? Okay, so let me just go through it. So we don't, maybe we'd rather take time.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is it. Dreams, you write your key dreams, short-term milestones. For example, if I want to achieve my PhD by the next 2-3 years in 2026, what are the short-term milestones? Make sure by first year, I've done all my assignments, breaking into pieces. Long-term, this is where we are. The resources needed. If you want to do a PhD, you want to do a doctorate, you need money. So we write finances, time, books, research. You need the research assistant. You need to put it there. Support required. What do you need to be supported on? You need to write those things down here carefully. And then you move to strategic alliance. I want to do my PhD. Gifty is doing her PhD. She now to be my friend now. She's the strategic alliance. I don't have to go and pick somebody who want to go and sell pure water because he will drag me down. You need to see. So when you do it that way, strategic alliance, you know that now I need to align with somebody. That's where Gifty will start have lunch together. We'll start talking together and say, Charlie, have you started? Yes, because I need a motivation. I need that support. Right? Going there. Possible distractions. I make a tall list of all the distractions that will happen to me in life. Right? Kunkumbanja, football, whatever it is. You need to write them down. Netflix. Look, I know somebody who disconnected DSTV and Netflix on his house because of this template. Because he knows that I love it. He went and disconnected everything. So he doesn't watch TV. I know people who have taken TV out of their bedroom or their study. I know people who have changed phones and moved into a young phone for 6 months because of focus. I know people who have left WhatsApp and social media totally because they want to achieve a target. So when you list these distractions and you come to me as a coach, as a mentor, a coach, I can't advise you on it, but a mentor, I ask you, how are you going to make sure you stop UEFA Champions League? How are you going to make sure you stop betting so you can keep money? This is how we have the conversation. Then we come to the down, based on the distractions, we come to the things, activities to stop. Activities to stop. Then you list them. Sorry, the first one is start. Activities to start. I need to start saving 10% of my salary every month because I need to pay for school fees. I need to save 5%, because I need to do this. I need to do some business. I need to go and work at the Shell filling station near my house, between 2 and 4 or 2 to 10 or 6 to 10 p.m. when I close from school because I need money and get paid. You need to start. The things I need to stop doing. I need to stop giving my girlfriend money. I need to stop buying airtime for my girlfriend. I need to stop buying this. I need to stop going to the movies. I need to stop going to every show. I won't go to Afrochella again and save the 500 for something. You make a list and now you give yourself timelines. You give yourself timelines and say, this to this, I'll achieve this. This to this, I want to achieve this. This to this, I want to achieve this. This to this, I want to achieve this. Right? Yeah. Great.
What can a woman say again? I mean, what can a woman say? Someone made a comment, says that he's going back to school because of this session.
I love it.
Can you imagine?
I'm happy.
I feel like we have achieved why we are here today.
I have achieved it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited you've said this because
yes.
When I left secondary school, it took me about 14 years to go back to the classroom. After secondary school, 14 years to go back to the classroom. But now I pride myself with many MBAs. I'm doing 2 PhDs at the same time. I'm doing courses. I'm super excited. Look, anybody who tells you school is not important is a liar. I'm telling you. So it's go back to school, go educate yourself, work whilst you go to school. Everybody you must learn till there's no book. Yeah.
You must learn till there's no book. I think you're gonna I don't know, we are not having more questions coming in. I think the people are well, they've been fed well, they are satisfied, no loopholes. Wow, that was, personally, I've taken a lot in. I've taken a lot. Someone is asking if the template could be shared with them. Maybe we're going to share the slides with them and all that. Chairman Essien, what do you think about that?
Let's do what we do.
Let's get it for them. Let's get it for them, right? Yeah, thank you so much. You know,
I think there's a question
I
from
just
Visca.
okay.
I have a question.
Someone said something.
When you reach out to a mentor, anytime you're having a problem at work that's supposed to be done. Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, sometimes we all hit a snag, and you have to call somebody to call and share with them, cry on them. So I'll advise that you don't keep it to it get messy. So immediately there's a problem cropping up, you can reach out to your mentor, and I like giving an example. Somewhere last year, I think July last year in my job, I started having a bad feeling for March. So quickly I called my mentor and said, look, this is what I'm feeling. This is the situation. This is what is happening, and the guy said, okay, the best thing is to jump off the ship, and I said, oh, so do I jump? He said, jump now. Don't wait for whether you get a job or not. Jump out. I mean, you can feed yourself for the next 6 months if you don't have any job. Jump out. It's better, because now you're at a high position where people respect you. You've done amazing projects and all those things, so you need to go. And I obeyed him, and I never regretted. I jumped out. So don't wait for it to get messy before you go to your mentor. Once you respect him and believe he can advise you, speak to him immediately. Yeah.
Ooh, are there any more? Are there any more coming in?
Yeah, there's a very long question there from Barnabas.
Learn till there's no book.
Okay.
Your statement is flying high. Learn till there's no book. Wow. Yeah. Oh, what an amazing session this has been.
Yeah.
For every one of you, Chairman Essien has promised he's going to give us the template. He's going to give us the slides. I know some of you who are too attached to your TVs. Myself, Netflix, Charlie, is please away. Funny thing is, I actually uninstalled Netflix like last week, and I installed it again over the weekend.
No, so crazy, it depends. I have Netflix and I only watch documentaries.
Ooh.
Right. So yeah, I've not watched a movie full Netflix for the past more than 9 months. I've not watched a full movie on Netflix. I watch only the documentary. So I watch The Great Hack, understand. There's one talks about the human brain, how social media is messing up our brain. I watch those documentaries. Some are very educative. There's a debate my kids are writing in school, whether TV is important or reading is important. And then I'm helping her to build that TV is important. And, I'm still waiting for the slides. So that's how it goes, So, but I mean, let's do this. I think, as I stated in the past, Gifty, I have great respect for her and what she's doing. I'm ready to share. I'll share the template with you, and I also ask that you can, if you're done with your templates, I try. I'm strongly a busy person. I work in many countries, so there's so much pressure on me. You can email it to me. These are my contacts. You can email. We'll do what I want to do. Get in touch with me. But I'm very good on WhatsApp, not phone calls. Try send these things. Follow me on social media, LinkedIn. You can get me at Stephen Essien on LinkedIn, all those areas. And then we can share ideas, we can talk. Well, I'll send a slide to Gifty immediately we're done. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Chairman Essien. I think this is actually where Chairman ends with us. And I would also want to once again say a big thank you. I mean, the people we had joining, only a few have dropped out. I think even just at the tail end, just now about when we're having the questions, it means that it just proves that the session was really worth it, and you thought your time was important, and you thought you really needed this. I'm glad that at least we could boast of someone saying that he's going back to school because of this session. I mean, why are we doing this?
I love him.
Because we want the impact.
I love him.
Yeah, and so Some of you are going to uninstall Netflix. I mean, not me, but some of you. Make it happen. And we're going to get in touch, just like Chairman Essien said. If I'm going to talk to all of you, I'm going to send you the slides. Once again, this webinar has been organized by WestlionCo. I did a profound presentation about WestlionCo earlier before we entered into the main conversation. If you didn't get it, we could talk about it later, but WestlionCo is basically an entrepreneurship hub. And the conversation you see is just one aspect of many conversations that are yet to unfold, with significant impact on young people, old people, formal and informal workers, entrepreneurs, female, males alike. And so I would want you to support us on this journey. Be a part of this. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's talk. If we drop this call, please talk to someone about this webinar. We're going to make the recorded version available on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube, please do your best to subscribe, because we end up putting every recorded version of our programs there so that you could revisit it. A lot of things Chairman Essien said, you would want to rewatch them and then apply them accordingly. I want to say a very big thank you. Once again, if you're a female entrepreneur here, we are building one of the most resilient female entrepreneur community. You want to be a part of this. Send me a message, get the link, register, be a part of us. We have a lot of things yet to be unraveled for the year 2023, and get to roll with us, and let's grow together. Thank you so much. My name is Gifty Annan, and I am, and still am, so privileged that I got to host this webinar today. Thank you for joining. We love you. Chairman Essien, you want to say your last words to your people?
So I want to thank everybody. Mentorship is key. I mean, no matter where you are, you need to try and help the younger ones. No matter where you are as well, you need somebody above you who can hold your hand and grow. I don't know whether we have many managers in there, but I'll send the link to Gifty. I'm running a training program called management coaching to help people who are managers in the office know how to manage their people, very well, become the love of their life, and respect them and deliver for them and be able to get the results out of them. So yeah, I'll share the link with Gifty. She can share with the network, and then whoever. It's 1,500 CDs for the session, but with Gifty, I'm going to give you 1,000 CDs. Anybody who's registering from you, let's make it 1,000 CDs from your side. Let's make it 1,000 CDs from your side. So
there's a haircut of 500. So
yes, so they should contact you. So at least you can contact me. So I know it's coming from you, so that I can do 1,000 CDs for them. Right. Anyone.
Right.
Right.
That works. Thank you so much, Chairman Essien. And so you had it. I mean, because of us, you're getting 500 off. What? Please come on board. Come on board. I'll be looking forward to the link. And lastly, I would say that we are a service office company. We provide office spaces for teams of different sizes. You have a team of 6, team of 3, team of 1, 2. You're looking for an office space. We're located at North Legon, just directly opposite Wisconsin University. Please drive through, give me a call, come see the place. Let's work together. All right, that's why we're here. We love you so, so much. And I would say that on behalf of WestlionCo, thank you.